Welcome to the Laughta Likes Show on NBC, your favourite go-to podcast to discover and connect with some of the hottest Arab artists globally. My name is Laughta, and today I have a very likeable guest for you. She's Saudi's rising artist and already has people singing her name. It's Shargeeya. Welcome to the Laughta Likes Show.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to chat with you today. Welcome, first of all. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Everything feels so nice. Riyadh Music Week has obviously been a really great experience so far, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yes, so not long ago you performed at XP.
Yes.
So you were telling me it was the first time you.
Yeah.
How was that moment for you?
It was great. It was honestly just being around everyone, being like, I know everyone through social media, but when you're actually standing in the same room, connecting, it's a completely different experience. And it's nice to build these types of connections, especially as an emerging artist. It feels good. It feels almost as if it's becoming a homey environment.
And I'm glad you're saying that. It's like a homey environment because you were originally from Saudi, but you did grow up in LA. And now you're back here.
I did, yeah.
Talk to us a bit about your background, how you discovered music and, coming back here as well.
So I grew up a bit everywhere, to be honest. I lived in both the eastern province of Saudi, which is where I'm from, and then I did live in Jeddah, and then I moved to Lebanon as well, and New York and Los Angeles. But my creative journey started when I lived in Los Angeles at around the age of 8, and my mom put me in like every single creative class you can think of, from dance, art, music, guitar, drums. I literally did everything, but the one thing that stuck with me was dance, and I carried it no matter where I went after that. I carried it with me.
That's amazing. Do you think as your artistry develops, you'll be bringing out dancers on a stage and you'll be doing some routines when you're performing?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a huge part.
Wow, I'd absolutely love that. Yeah, I did see some pictures. I must say, I haven't seen the videos yet of you dancing, but I saw some really complex moves being taken in pictures. I'm like, okay, she's a serious dancer.
Yeah.
How would you say living abroad has shaped your artistry in particular?
I'm exposed to a lot of different types of people, a lot of different stories, experiences, and I think it's really important, especially when it comes to having a palatable and flexible ear with music, especially. I grew up listening mostly to reggae, Afrobeats, Latin music, a little bit from everywhere, honestly. And it shaped the way that I understand music, because I'm a big bass girl. I love a good beat, a good bass. And I know that's also a huge part of Khaliji culture too, which is why it's interesting, because then you just see the link of all these different cultures and how we kind of all love something so similar, which is feeling. And that being exposed to them and being able to have these types of conversations and be immersed within their culture allowed me to look at mine and say, okay, let's expand. Like, let's diversify.
That's beautiful. So you're Saudi, you've got half Lebanese as well.
Yes.
You grew up in LA. Yeah, there's a lot that you can take from and really add into your music to make it very well-rounded. You're definitely at an advantage. I did have a little nosy and I read something interesting about your name and where it came from. So, where did you come up with the name Shargeeya for music?
So it's actually a nickname I was given. So like I mentioned, I was a hip-hop dancer before I even thought about making music. And I walked into a dance class one day and they just asked me, they're like, oh, where are you from? I said, Saudi. They said, where from Saudi? I said, the Shargeeya. And they never asked me for my name after that. To this day, I don't think they know my name, honestly. So
that's awful.
Yeah. So they just called me Shargeeya, and then I told my mom. I was like, Mama, like there's people in class, they're calling me Shargeeya, whatever. She's like, oh my God, use this as your Instagram username. I was like, oh, that's so smart. So I used it, and it became something where I took it from a small performance space to hopefully an even bigger one, which is like the world. And I really do love where I come from, and I want the name to be on the map.
I love that. I can really tell you're passionate and how genuine you are with that. And in a way, I'd say ignorance actually led you to your name. So
For sure.
they never got to learn about you, but now they can't miss it. You're everywhere. So you've got like Khaliji influences within your music. You're very diverse. Would you say that when you get into the music studio, you consciously decide to create a fusion style song, or does that something come naturally to you?
So I do have the intention. I think starting out my career with and making music at the beginning, it wasn't at the forefront. I mean, it was always at the forefront of my mind, but it was also the stress of it didn't come till I saw myself taking this seriously, because it became more than just being able to add the sounds in. No, it became, I want you guys to hear how good we sound. I want people to know that the richness and the culture that we have is so, it's yeah, it's rich, and sonically, our look, our feel, everything about us. And also, I feel like for the longest time, people really living abroad, people do not know enough about us. And if they do, it's not even from our mouths, our voices. It's really from external people who know nothing about who we are as people. So I wanted to get in the conversation and be at the table that is talked about, that is about us. We're not in it enough.
Absolutely. And you want to write your own story,
Yes.
essentially. I think that's so important. You're part of the shift, you're part of the culture, you're celebrating your roots, and you're actually celebrating the diversity of your roots as well, because you're from LA, Jeddah, a bit of everything, Lebanese, and you're just incorporating everything because you want to champion that.
Yes.
You want to be, like you said, part of that conversation.
Yes.
Now, you are part of this new generation that's come in. It's TikTok heavy. There's a lot of trends. And I wonder if you've ever felt, because you've been doing music releasing professionally, I'd say, for 2 years. More recently, you've just been kind of dropping single after single. Have you ever felt pressure to release a song that feels like it fits into a trend?
I'm not gonna lie, of course I felt the pressure. I definitely did, because it's looking at how TikTok carries music nowadays and how it breaks out artists. Of course I've had that thought in the back of my mind. But I do have other artists that I look up to. One being Rosalia. I'm such a big fan of her, where she really goes at her own rhythm. Whenever I feel like I'm floating towards oh, maybe I should just do what's the trendy stuff, I remember that true artistry takes time, and that things that are done with so much intention deserve its space to be worked on and to be lived and to just exist. And that doesn't mean that I need to catch trends, because I'm looking for longevity. I don't want to just be a one-hit wonder. I want Shargeeya and the concept I have for the music and for everything. I want it to be listened to throughout years, and I don't want it to be stuck to a certain time frame. And trends are stuck at a certain time frame. So that's looking at other artists that are so deeply rooted in that way of making music inspires me to continue doing that, because I have that similar goal in mind.
Wow, for someone that's quite new to the music industry and not in a patronizing way, you're very with it and you understand what you're supposed to do. I didn't learn about that word longevity till a few years into music, and that is the key. Like you said, it's not about getting a quick hit and that's it and you disappear. You want to be in it for the long game, and that's the hardest.
Yeah.
But it's worth it if you stick at it and continue with that mentality. Now, sometimes you may find, just from my personal experience, you shift and you're like, oh, should I be doing that? Or am I being successful quick enough? Is this going to work? But I've realized the longer you stick at it and the more consistent you are, the bigger the results you get. So it's not quick results, but the results you do get will be a lot more impactful.
For sure.
You know, and you want to always be true to yourself. You don't want to... There's ways to listen to outside voices. There's in the room, in the studio, people speaking to you, telling you should do this. But there's also outside voices where, oh my God, that's trending. Let's copy it. So you want to be able to just find your own identity and experiment. Are you someone that is for that experimentation and finding your path naturally as you go along?
Absolutely. And I also am a big believer in when it comes to experimentation, allow people to be part of the conversation. See how your music is connecting. See who you're actually connecting to. And I'm coming from a place, and whenever I talk about anything to do music related, I come from a place of I'm a student. Like, I'm still learning. Everything I'm saying is not necessarily final, but it is a work in progress constantly. So I think that's also really important to remember that beginning artists and emerging artists, when it comes to experimentation, be a student as long as you can, as much as you can, because this is where naturally the art, the bigger picture will be narrowed down. And that's something that I'm just learning every day. And through experimentation and through seeing how it's being perceived and everything, and I'm seeing, "Oh, I like this about this song, I like this about the song, okay, maybe this is not the direction I want to go down." And it's a fun game. It's a game that has so much meaning behind it, and that's where I just want to still play the game. Like, as much as there is so much meaning behind it, what we do is fun, and I do not want that to disappear, because then you'll see it with people when they listen to music, it will disappear there too. You are your art, and if you're not no longer having fun, the people won't either.
That's true, because the last thing you want to do is get into a studio session and feel like you have to do something. Like, I've been in sessions with artists who come in, because I produce music as well, and they're like, "I want to make a hit." And I'm like, okay. And then they've got all this stress and tension built inside them because they need to create a track, because they feel they have to get the numbers. And that feeling before you start your creativity, even during your creativity, is definitely, I feel like you're at a loss and you're missing out on the beauty of the art itself.
Yeah.
And you will never connect, because if you're making music just to connect, it's not gonna connect. If you are making music from the true soul of it, and from an honest place, and you're thinking about the art and the beauty of it, the picture will be perceived in a beautiful way. You just have to draw it and let it do what it's meant to do.
I agree.
And nothing is instant. Within this time and this day and age, people forget. They're quick to forget.
Yeah.
So do you want to just rush things and drop them, or do you just want to create something that is truly representative of you?
Of course, I want to create something that's truly representative of me. At the end of the day, I do things with a lot of heart, and I don't want that to go away by having that fast-paced mindset.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed that when it comes to artists and blowing up, or having that moment where the recognition is more than usual, it usually comes with the songs that they least expect. There have been songs that I've written in 10 minutes, and those are probably my favorite ones, because it was without any pressure. Like, you know how you were saying, when it comes to being in the studio and like, I have to make a hit record. No, like, you have to do something that really comes from within, where it's, because that's when the natural flow, I believe in the flow state.
Yeah.
That whenever you're in a natural flow state, this is when you will produce the best work.
Absolutely.
And if you don't do that, the restrictions that will come sonically as well as just mentally, it's just not healthy for you or the listener.
Exactly. And you won't be getting these great opportunities like you have. So you performed with the amazing Michal Tamer at his headline show at Cuffed. And there were a lot of people that attended that showcase. I want to know what that moment was like for you, because I heard everybody singing along to your song, and all I could hear was, Shargeeya. and I could see you like just going for it, enjoying it. What was that moment like?
Oh my God, I think that was probably one of the happiest times of my life. The adrenaline rush is not a joke. Like, it's real. Adrenaline rush is real. And that was actually my first... So I had performed a day before, that was my first performance, and I performed one song, but Michal's show, I would say, was my genuine first performance, where all of my songs were there, and it was the first time I sang with that amount of people that were really there for the music, and it was so nice. I remember the feeling right before. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna black out. Like, I felt everything under the sun. But the minute my song was on and I was on stage, I was like so present, so there, and the energy of the people that were there too. Michal's crowd is a great crowd. I will say that he has such a supportive community. It's beautiful, and they also gave me the energy to give it back to them. So it's also a give and take, which was great, and I really felt connected to the crowd. The fact that we could have each other's attention the whole set, and they didn't know who I was, basically, was something that was amazing, because I'm also learning how I am on stage. And I remember walking off that stage with such a... I was like, I need to go do that right now. Again. I wanted more. I was like, felt so good.
It's that dopamine rush.
Yeah, it felt so good. It felt amazing. And seeing how people's reactions were to my music, coming from a place where I never thought in a million years I'd be doing this.
Oh,
When I was younger, I
Yeah.
promise you, I remember going to concerts and being sad because I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this. I didn't see that there was that opportunity. And then all of a sudden, you close your eyes, wake up one day, and then there's opportunity at your door. Like Saudi, wow. The fact that my first performances were at the place where I thought I wouldn't be able to perform was such a full circle moment, and it was so deep and personal to me because I was like, this is home. I'm performing at home. Like, this is insane.
Oh,
So
I
it
am
was
so
amazing.
happy for you. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot more showcases from you. And
For
with
sure.
each showcase, you're going to get confident. And like I said, soon we're going to see, I think, a row of dancers because you dance as well.
Oh, 100%.
We're going to have the full Shargeeya showcase and
Yes.
you're going to bust out some moves for us. Now,
100%.
like I said, the industry does move really fast.
Yeah.
But it's also important to slow it down a bit, take time to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think artist development is important when it comes to working, let's say, with labels, producers, everyone, to take time and having a team that wants to see you win, basically?
Of 110%. I don't, even me, I have an amazing team
Yeah.
behind me. Honestly, I do. And we work night and day on the concept of Shargeeya and where it's going to go and how it's going to be. And being an artist that is also under artist development, I think it's so important because the artist, my experience, all of the ideas were there, but they just weren't structured. And I think the people who understand how to do artist development see things that the artist doesn't see yet. And when that connection happens between you and a team that are wanting to see you win, the vision becomes greater and grander. And I really think it's important for artists to have artist development and not to get so worried about, oh, but look at what everyone else is doing. That's like the number one way to kill your dream.
Absolutely.
To kill the reason as to why you started. And I battle this every day, by the way.
Okay.
It's very difficult for me to see other artists that are light years ahead of me, but I have to remember, like, no, there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
And everyone deserves the win that they got because they worked hard for it.
Yes.
And I'm a big believer in that. And my time will come when God wants it to happen. I'm also very, like, on God's timing.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in fate and the right moment and the right time. And
Yeah, that's a
the
good
flow.
attitude to have. And it's also normal to feel like you're not doing enough sometimes, or you could be doing a lot better, especially we live in the world of social media.
Yeah.
Where, of course, people only post what they want you to see. We don't really know what's going on in people's lives. So everyone just posts their wins, right?
Yes.
No one really posts their losses. So you feel like you're at a loss at times. But you're very new still. And you're going to need to take time to develop your sound, your craft, enjoy that phase.
Yeah.
Because I wish that, take it back a few years, that I did have more of that artist development at the start. And I'm doing that now, even, believe it or not, right? I'm actually just taking a step back and making sure whatever I'm putting out is truly representative of who I am. But I wish I had that chance to savor the moment and enjoy the process
Yes.
before
Oh
even.
my gosh. That was my biggest struggle for
Yeah.
so long. Just enjoying the process
Yeah.
and being present. It's so easy to just jump the gun with, this is where I want to be. This is, what's
Yeah.
the next thing? What's the next thing?
Yeah.
When really, like, the fruitfulness of
Yeah.
everything that is being done musically is really, like, the relationships you're building, the conversations you're having, the moments you're at that certain point. And I'm now learning this, and I really wasn't like that in the beginning. I was more like, okay, what's next? Come on, like, give me, what's the next thing? And I think it's really, I blame it on social media, truly.
Yes, talking about social media, do you feel the pressure to drop content kind of
Every day.
consistently?
Every day.
Do you hear it from your team be like, you need to drop? Just be honest. Ignore your team that's in the room right now.
I think it's just the fast-paced world now where it's like, come on, like, you need to be volumizing on this and that, and I'm like, yes, I do, but then I unfortunately, I think it is a need, and content is really everything. Maybe not everything, but content is a huge part now. With the world that we're living in, we have to adjust, and you have to market yourself and everything. But I really try to do everything when I feel like it's right, and if I really don't want to do something, I won't do it.
Yeah. And I think that's the important thing, because I don't know if as an artist, I was stubborn to the idea. I didn't realize it's not that I couldn't do it. It's just that constantly being told you have to do something makes you not want to do it.
For sure.
Because you feel like it's a job, and you feel like there's a pressure around it. It's not organic. But you just have to just sit down, ignore that, and kind of assess the advantages and see it a bit differently. Don't let it consume you. You consume it in a sense. Just use it as a tool to support what you're doing. See it as a business, and also enjoy it. Think of things that are true to you and find your own rhythm on it. And don't overdo it. Don't worry about the numbers, because obviously now when you post, it's like, great, we've created this content. We built it over however many hours, and then now it's like 0.1 views.
Also, content, it's just true. Also, content before was a lot easier for the virality of it. Like COVID timing, because we were all on our phones 24/7. We were locked in our homes.
True.
There was so it was a lot easier to break in numbers wise. But now it's harder. So also being an upcoming artist at this point during social media, the work is like 10 times more than in 2020. It's just not how it was.
That's true.
You know, we just have to adapt and kind of figure it out, which is, it's actually, in a way, I think it's good practice for artists to be able to assess and see and develop and look at music as more of a, okay, let's strategize. Let's see how we can, like, it's a good thing for, I think, for musicians to also have a business mind.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's something that's healthy. I think it's a good thing.
I think that's a good point for musicians to definitely have a business mind. And I also think that social media, I don't know, I have a feeling that we're headed towards more real content, rather than a lot of things. I feel when social media, like I'll say 4 years ago, it's very glossy.
Yes.
And it was kind of showing off online. Now people want to know the nitty gritty, what's really happening in reality, and the mask is, you know, dropping off. And I think that's a good thing as well, because in a sense it puts less pressure. Actually, you could be your truest self and showcase what's really happening, because why can't we just be authentic? Why is it suddenly that when we go online everything's fake? I don't know. Why can't we be as real in real life than we and be the same as we are online as well?
I think it has to do with the fear of the digital imprint. It doesn't go away. And I think obviously you're being perceived by a number of people. It's not just in a room where people are sitting and then all of a sudden, people are gonna forget in a couple of days. It's there. And I think that's the fear factor. But I like how people are saying, you know what, I choose to be who I am, and I'm existing, and whether you like it or not, you want to see it, you don't, whatever. And it's encouraging other people to do the same thing a lot, and I'm still learning how to do that. There was one video that I actually did with my parents where I was showing them my song, and that was actually the best reel that I've done, and it's really as if people are sitting with me and my parents, and it was nice. It was authentic. And I hope that from those type of videos, because I obviously took inspiration from other people that did it with family, and I really hope that it's a constant flow of truth.
Absolutely. And I do miss the days where social media was also about making friends. You know, I want it to go back to kind of that phase where we're getting to know each other as much as possible. Obviously, sometimes you can't talk to everyone, but we should be able to make friends with our fans at times, I'd say.
Agree.
Something I really love is collaborating with artists. Whether I'm in a session and I'm producing a song for the artist, whether I'm writing for an artist, with an artist, or I'm collaborating with them for a particular song. That feeling is unmatched, and I've truly learned that actually coming to Saudi and collaborating with local Arab artists. As you know, I'm Lebanese. It's brought out some of my Arab roots, and I've just really enjoyed exploring it. But I did notice, and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't have any collaborations with any other artist. You are the center of attention. Shargeeya. Is that deliberate?
No, I don't think it's deliberate. I think it's I'm also just timing, and a big believer in whenever I'm sitting in a studio and then I am collaborating with another artist, it'll just happen on its own. But I'm open to it 110%. I think collaboration is important, and it's a uplifting each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not quite, you've not found someone that you've sat in the room with that it's just clicked for you. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I have. I have. But
Right.
it'll come out on its own time.
Oh, okay. So we can expect some collaborations.
In the future, absolutely.
Okay. No, because you know what? And there's nothing wrong with it, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Some artists actively and deliberately choose not to collaborate, especially when they're starting out, because they want to build their own name, their own brand, and they feel if they collaborate, it can confuse a little bit. And maybe it's a path of self-discovery at the start. So maybe we're going to see some more collaborations. Don't worry about the pressure. But I just noticed it, and it was interesting. Because it might be weird. We don't want to hear like, hey, Shargeeya, and another artist like, hey, Tom. Like, you want it just to be Shargeeya.
I will say Noel Kharman's is an amazing Palestinian artist. And there's a couple of vocals that when we were in the studio in San Francisco, she was so generous to give me some beautiful harmonies. So her harmonies are in the track.
Oh, okay. So you have.
I do.
That is a collaboration, actually.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you've had other vocals featured on your song. Yes. Woohoo! We did it. It's not that bad, is it?
No. I loved it. If anything, it was great. It was an exchange of energy, and I love that.
I love that for you. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more for you. So then saying that, if there is a dream collaboration, one Arab and one other artist, who would it be?
Oof. I think my dream collaboration, I have to think of this one. Probably, could it be any artist or
could be
in the
any
region?
artist, anyone.
Oh my God, I'd love to make a song with Shargeeya.
Oh yes, you mentioned Shargeeya.
I would love to make a song with Shargeeya. I think she's a genius.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, hopefully we see that happen because you're very adamant and set on what you want.
One day I'm manifesting Shargeeya. If you watch this podcast at any point in the future,
let's
call me.
Call her. We definitely do manifest on the Laughta Likes Show. A few things do happen here.
Amazing. The energy, the power in this room.
That's it. That's right. Right. The Laughta Likes Show. Okay. How important is it for someone like you, like you said, you've come to XP, you've come, you're starting to meet a lot of people. How important is networking? Artists need to understand this. How important do you feel it is?
So important. I also, when I lived, because I just moved back to Saudi, so when I was living in New York and the scene here was happening, I definitely felt a disconnect. The minute I got back and I was incorporated in the scene, you just feel a lot more supported. You feel the more support. You feel that there's easier communication, easier positions and points for collaboration, and it just feels a lot better to be able to see people face to face and be and connect.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, but sometimes some artists feel maybe it's cooler to be low key and not go out to events. Okay, I'm guilty of this. That's why I'm saying it, all right? Before, when I was first starting out, or sometimes even now, I'm like, I don't want to be there. I don't know, I just want to keep myself to myself. And then I go there and I have the best time ever, wherever it is you go to. So sometimes you're just in your own head and you're maybe not feeling as sociable as you usually are. You're not in the mood. We're humans. Or sometimes you just think, is it worth it at the end of the day? I've met people. I've seen these people before, but actually, you never know. Each time you go to an event, you build your contact list and they remember you. And we are in a business after all. So
100%.
Get off your seats and your beds and off the computer.
And get in the room.
Get chatting 100%. I'm totally for that. You've been doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you're still new. And you're still fresh. And you're doing your thing. You're getting the attention. I'd love to know, so far, what has been your biggest highlight?
Oh, my biggest highlight is that I think it's really just meeting people that are like-minded. Honestly, I didn't grow up thinking that I was gonna pursue something this creative. Even when I studied in New York for my graduate degree in graphic design, I didn't even want to do anything in the arts. I wanted to do psychology in a state university. It was very different. Like the trajectory of how this all happened was didn't expect it. Okay, great, amazing, I'm here. And So yeah, meeting like-minded people is the highlight of all of this. Being in creative rooms, being able to talk with other creatives is the highlight of all of this for me.
Oh, that's such a beautiful answer. A lot of people might have said, yeah, I've done my biggest show, I've done this, but actually you, and it makes sense for the stage you're at as well, is meeting people that are doing the same thing as you at the same time.
Yeah.
It's an exciting new scene. And who in Saudi Arabia are you rating musically, by the way? I'd love to know that.
I'm a big fan of Hi-Fi. She's an incredible DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Saudi DJ, and her sound is both for the people and also for everyone. Like I could see her playing everywhere.
Epic. Any singers, any rappers that you're like tapping in with?
I love the vibe of Khaliji Blonde.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's dope. I think it's different. I think it has a lot of uniqueness to it.
Do you think we're going to get... Do you feel that hits should come out of Saudi solely? Or do you feel that the Arab region as a whole should kind of unite, come together and just push out the Arab sound as a whole?
110%. I mean, yes, we have our differences.
Yeah.
But collectively, we are Arab and we should be united on all fronts.
I love that.
Big and a huge... So something that's also really important to me is I understand that Shargeeya is okay, Shargeeya of Saudi, the eastern province of Saudi, but it's also the east collectively, us collectively. So that song is really not just for my specific area of the world, it's for the entirety of the Middle East.
I love that. And that's a nice way to lead us into my next section here. This is where I play Spill the Tea. And we need to actually have teas for this part, really. I just ask you quick fire questions.
Okay.
Don't think about it. Answer as you go along.
Okay.
First thought that comes to mind.
Done.
The Laughta Likes Show. Let's do this. Your favourite song that you've made?
Take Care of Me.
Okay. Dancing or singing?
Dancing.
Okay.
Dancing.
Okay, that was a hard question, but you chose dancing. That's interesting. Whoa, I was surprised by that because that's your first love. You can never get rid of it.
It is my first love.
Okay, fine. A habit that is 100% Shargeeya.
I don't know. A habit that forgetting things.
That
For
is
sure.
That's a really funny, ironic habit, actually.
Forgetting things.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay. A dream city you'd love to headline one day.
Oh my God, Tokyo.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Right?
The food
Be
as well, the
crazy.
people.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be epic. A word you've been overusing lately?
Fire. I have not stopped saying this word. I've gotten so tired. And it's become so second-hand nature. I'm like, fire. That's fire. I'm like, stop it.
We need to soundtrack it for you. I will have it in my radio show on NBC Loud.
Done.
Fire.
That song
In
was
your little
fire.
American accent as well. A food that you crave after a performance?
Burgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why. You want something that you think is going to be wholesome, but it's not?
No, I'm like, because I don't eat the day of my shows.
Oh.
I can't. I get so like, I'm like, no, I'm zoned, I'm focused. I don't want anything. And then the minute after, I'm like, okay, give me the fattest
junk
burger
food, yeah.
you can find. Because I didn't eat all day.
Okay, so you're allowed to treat yourself. Don't
Exactly.
worry. Your favorite color?
Blue.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
you have beautiful coloured eyes. So I
Oh,
wasn't
thank
sure what
you.
you'd just pick there, but blue,
Blue.
nice. And one final thing, a red flag, like a big no-no at the music studio.
At the music studio, big no. Nothing comes to mind. A big no, I have to think. Can I think about
Yeah, of
it?
course you
I
can,
know
go
it's
on.
like a rapid
Yeah,
question
go on,
thing.
go on. Think about it.
A big red flag.
You don't have to have any either.
I don't think I have any. Now that I think of it.
Okay, I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll answer for you. My big
Yeah.
red flag is literally people talking when I'm recording. So that's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
or when someone walks in, you're just recording and someone opens the door and they're like, and it's,
Oh no.
it's like just,
Yeah.
and I'm on the mic, I'm in the zone. They're like, soppy, and they just scream it.
You're like, no, I'm zoned in. Like, don't disrupt the zone.
Literally, don't
Yeah.
disrupt. Yeah, I don't like that. But okay, fine. What else can we expect from you, my sweetheart Shargeeya?
You can expect a lot more music that comes from the heart and just a world that's being built. I think definitely you can expect a world being built.
I am so excited for your journey. I do see you truly carving out your own lane, finding your path. I see the energy,
Thank you.
and it's going to continue to flourish. I totally believe that. Keep doing you.
I
And
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
you're very welcome. But we
honestly.
do have one more thing. It's not done. I was
Tell
kind of
me.
wrapping it up on the show. I don't know why.
Tell me, keep it going. I can sit here for hours. No problem.
Yeah. One last thing is the artist baton. So this is where, my show is all about celebrating the community, giving a platform to Arabs, rising stars, the next generation. And I love when artists support other artists. That's why I'm doing this show in particular. I'm an artist myself as well. So who would you like to see on the Laughter Likes Show and pass the artist baton to next?
I would really like to see Hi-Fi.
Okay, high five. The DJ.
Yes, I think she has a very unique take on where the sound of the scene can go.
I'm definitely going to be checking out High Five and might see her sat right next to me here on the Laughter Light Show. Thank you
Amazing.
so much. Now, I think, that's it.
Awesome.
That's it.
That was amazing.
we have got to speak a lot. So
Yeah.
thank you for tuning into the Laughter Likes Show on NBC. You can catch me next week with a different face, same place, and just carry on continuing the conversations with the futures of the Arabs, shaping the future of the Arab music scene. It's your girl, Laughter. I'm out.